Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squad for boxing news and views from around the internet. Unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua has stated his intentions for 2019 on his social media, posting this photo with the following caption: "Unified the heavyweight division twice in 22 fights. Watch me become the undisputed heavyweight champion in 2019. Stay hungry," and then it's followed by the fire emoji. So to achieve this goal, Joshua, he'll need to agree a deal with the holder of the WBC belt, which at this time is Deontay Wilder, who fights Tyson Fury on December 1st in the United States. Joshua's promoter Eddie Hearn recently presented a percentage deal with a guarantee, as well as a rematch to the Wilder camp, but Wilder himself says negotiations will not begin before December 1st. But if Wilder does beat Fury, and then a deal can't be reached with Joshua for April, there are plenty of other suitors lining up to face Joshua for what could be a voluntary defense. And one of those making noise is Jarrell Miller, whose promoter Dimitri Salita told Sky Sports, "Definitely. Jarrell has been very vocal about it. I feel that Jarrell is the best American heavyweight. He has really shown tremendous power, speed, and the ability in the ring, and he's getting better with every fight. I think that Jarrell's conditioning and size would cause a lot of trouble for Anthony Joshua. Definitely Jarrell wants that fight, and if you look at Jarrell's career, all the guys that he's called out, he's fought them, rather than just talk the talk. He really walks the walk. Jarrell's boxing ability and his size would be to his advantage in a fight with Joshua, especially in this stage of his life. Jarrell is physically very strong. He's staying very busy, and you saw in the last fight with Bogdan Dinu, Jarrell used his size, used his pressure to control the pace of the fight, and his body punching is just incredible. For a heavyweight to be such a dedicated body puncher, as a boxing fan, I don't think I've ever seen that. The combination that finished it was a mixture of head and body punches. In the heavyweight division, you rarely see that kind of flexibility, that type of fluidity, and I think Jarrell has showed a lot in that performance, and I know all the top heavyweights should be very nervous. And Salita, he also says that discussions are underway about Miller potentially fighting at the beginning of 2019. However, given Eddie Hearn has stated that Joshua's next fight will be announced before the end of 2018, if Miller is confirmed in 2019 to fight someone else, then it's unlikely he would be in the running to face the Brit in April. John Fury, father of Tyson Fury, believes his son is only at about 50% fitness right now ahead of his fight with Deontay Wilder on December 1st. Fury told the British boxer's YouTube channel that his comeback fight has come too soon for his liking, but he still believes his son can beat Wilder at only 50%, but that he can't afford to make mistakes. Fury told the channel that he would have preferred to have seen Tyson take more warm-up fights, and there should have been no rush to make this fight. However, he believes Tyson has done wonders for Wilder's profile, saying, "He's fetched one man out of the darkness into the light, and that's Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder is now a name. Before he messed with Tyson, he wasn't a name. Nobody knew him. He wasn't even known in America. Now they know him. The only reason they know him is through Tyson Fury, the best self-promoter in the world." Dominic Breazeale is still targeting a rematch with Anthony Joshua down the line. The California native is currently preparing for a December 22nd fight against Carlos Negron in New York. He is hoping to fight the winner of the Wilder-Fury fight, courtesy of his WBC mandatory status. But his long-term goal remains another fight with Anthony Joshua, who beat him back in 2016. Breazeale told Boxing Scene, "I'm not a good loser. That was a big loss. Everyone says, don't look past anyone. I have Carlos Negron on December 22, and hopefully I'll get a shot at the WBC title. But the ultimate goal for me is to face off again with Joshua and get my victory. I'll sleep better at night when I retire knowing I was able to come back and beat him." Russian contender Sergey Kuzmin, who's currently 13-0, is back in the ring this weekend against the 16-1 Laron Mitchell on the Dmitry Bivol undercard in Atlantic City. Kuzmin comes into the fight following his recent win over David Price. while Mitchell is coming off an unexpected loss to journeyman Rodney Hernandez. The Russian is favoured to win the fight. That Bivol undercard will also feature the 2-0 heavyweight prospect Yevgeny Tishenko. Michael Hunter and Alexander Ustinov will square off on the Matchroom card in Monte Carlo this weekend. Hunter is a late replacement for Zhidi Zhang, who had to pull out of the fight with the 41-year-old Russian due to issues with his visa. Ustinov has not been in the ring for a full year since his loss to Manuel Cha for the WBA regular title in November 2017. Hunter, who is the nickname Bounty Hunter, has posted to his social media saying, "Quick bounty out in France." The former Olympian is the favourite to win this fight, and it would cap a good year for Hunter, who moved to heavyweight at the start of 2018 and recently beat touted prospect Martin Bakole. Australian heavyweight Lucas Browne has arrived in New Zealand for his fight with the 12 and 22 journeyman Junior Party in Auckland this weekend. You can see here some photos from the press conference. There's quite a difference in the height between the two opponents. And Browne, he's been on social media talking about his time in New Zealand.
Had a beautiful day this morning, saw the sights with our man Lincoln, took us around, took us to Junior Party's gym and all the rest of it, met a lot of the people, took photos, etc. They'll be coming up as well. Got my supporters, Junior Party supporter shirt in all the photos and everything else. Absolutely great place. Yeah, sensational. Got to see them all on Saturday morning as well. They're giving out hungies and doing all sort of things, which again I'll be posting up. Got my sweatsuit and all my gear on now, walking up to the gym. 14-minute walk, thank you Jay. Just to like move around, all that sort of stuff, and then massage, and then a nice big gym session tonight at 8 to do all the pads and stuff to try and obviously replicate the fight. So that's a quick version of what's going on. Absolutely loving it here in New Zealand, and thank you to everyone who has been involved. Sensational.
The same card will also feature the return of unbeaten Hemi Ahio, who was 10-0 heading into his fight with Patrick Lamb, that's him on the right, was previously weighed in at over 400 pounds. According to the Facebook page for Multitrade Promotions, which is promoting this event, the card will not be televised or streamed live. Alexander Flores is adamant he will shock the world on December 15th when he takes on Joseph Parker in New Zealand. The American heavyweight, who has a record of 17-1-1, says there is no way this fight goes 10 rounds. I'm going to knock him out. A lot of people might not have heard of Alexander the Great Flores yet, but they'll all know who I am after December 15th. Flores is promoted by Roy Jones Jr. A spokesman says Alexander can dramatically change his life by defeating Parker, and we're confident he can go to New Zealand and pull off an upset. Alexander has power in both hands, and he will certainly test Parker's chin. Flores isn't going over there just for a paycheck. He's going to send shockwaves through the boxing world. And Parker, meanwhile, he says, "I'm really glad that Alex is coming to New Zealand full of confidence. For me, boxing is all about the challenge, and this is another big one. I know what's at stake. I need to win and win well. I need to knock him out, and I will knock him out, but I can't focus on that. I need to focus on getting better each and every time I get in the ring." Meanwhile, Parker's most recent opponent, Dillian Whyte, has told Boxing Social he expects the New Zealander to beat Flores, saying Parker was good. People are writing Parker off, but that's a big mistake. This guy he's fighting, he's going to get knocked out. He's not a chump, trust me. And Parker, he has also ruminated on the what next after this Flores fight should he win, telling Boxing Scene, "I think if all goes well, this will be the first and last time we fight in New Zealand for a while. Hopefully we get a victory and we fight back in the UK next year. But I think we won't take long to get back to the top if everything goes well. I would have loved to have fought those guys now, but as we know in boxing, there are steps you have to take to get there." And ending this bulletin on a sad note, Polish heavyweight Izu Agono's trainer Andrzej Ziumchuk has died. It's reported the 67-year-old, who also trained the likes of Andrew Golota and Thomas Adamek in an illustrious career, died in a house fire. On social media, Agono paid tribute to his trainer, saying he couldn't believe he was gone and for him to rest in peace. And this footage that you're seeing here, this was taken just days before his death. Ogono does have a fight scheduled for December 8th, but it's unclear if that will be affected by what's happened. Very sad news indeed. Okay, that's it from me. Drop a comment loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.